In this video I'm going to talk about the highest common factor, or HCF. Now previously we talked about prime numbers, and if you recall, a prime number is an integer whose only factors are 1 and itself. So these are the first 8 prime numbers, noting that number 1 is not a prime number. So we also looked at factor trees, and we drew a factor tree for the number 60. So remembering, you draw 60 at the top of your page, then you look for your first 2 factor pairs. So here we have 2 and 30 as our factor pair of 60. 2 is a prime number, but 30 is a composite, so we can find factor pair for 30. And I've put 2 and 15 for that factor pair. The factor pair of 15 are 3 and 5. So this leaves us with the prime factors of the number 60 being 2, 2, 3 and 5. Now if we're to find a common factor, we're talking about what is in common to 2 numbers. So we're going to talk first of all about a common factor of 24 and 60. And to do that, we need to draw factor trees for each of these numbers. So I'll ask you to pause the video and draw a factor tree for the number 24 and a factor tree for the number 60. Now you should have drawn something like this. So factor pairs of 24 are 4 and 6, which gives you factor pairs of 2 and 2 and 2 and 3. So the factor tree for 60 can be 4 and 15, which would give us factor pairs of 2 and 2 and 3 and 5. Now if you recall, the way we can then write it is 24 is equal to 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3, and the factor pairs of prime factors of 60 are 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 5. So that's the first step. The next step we need to do is draw them in this way. So this is our factors. We're saying the factors of 24 are 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3. The factors of 60 are 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 5. So the next thing we need to do is, what do they have in common? And we can see that both 24 and 60 have a prime number of 2, which is common to both of them. Then they have a second 2, which is common to both of them. Now they don't have a third 2, which is common to both of them, but they do have a 3, which is common to both of them. So as you can see, 24 has a 2 and a 3, and 60 has a 2 and a 3. So we can then use those numbers to find our highest common factor. And to find that, we need to multiply those 3 numbers that they have in common. So the HCF, the highest common factor, is 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3, which equals 12. So the HCF of 24 and 60 is 12. So we're going to do that again, and this time we're going to find the HCF, the highest common factor, of 16 and 30. So again, the first step is to draw a factor tree for each of these numbers. So I'll ask you to pause the video and draw those 2 factor trees, please. So you should have calculated your factor trees in this way. So you had 16, our prime factors are 2, 2, 2 and 2. And for 30, 2 and 15, 15 is a composite, 3 and 5. So 16, the prime factors are 2, 2, 2 and 2. For 30, our prime factors are 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 5. So the second step is to look at those 2 prime factors, and as you can see, those are the factors. We need to look at what they have in common. So we have 2 and 2 in common, but as you can see, there's nothing else that these 2 lots of numbers have in common. So therefore, the highest common factor is just the number 2. Now lastly, I'd like you to go through and calculate the highest common factors for each of these 5 activities. So can you please pause your video, calculate the highest common factors, and I will give you the answer at the end. So the answers to each of these ones are as follows. So 15, 5, 40, 11 and 16. If you had problems with doing these, please put your hand up and ask your teacher to help you. Thank you.